Well, Coach, you're about to get on the bus here to head to the AAC tournament. What's the excitement level headed into this?
Yeah, I mean, we feel good. We've won 2 out of 3, and even during that losing streak, we felt like we played some really good ball. I know that's easy to say. You got to find a way to win those games. Obviously, that's the next sort of progression of our program, not just be in big games, but find a way to win big games. Great to win finally one of those close ones on the road against Charlotte. Played really well against Memphis, played great against Rice. And now we're playing a good ECU team that we've played 2 really competitive games against. And certainly it doesn't matter who you play in a tournament, that's going to be hard. You got to expect good things to happen. You got to expect adversity to happen. So, we're certainly excited to get on the bus and go compete.
You have sounded confident in recent weeks that this team could be ready to make some noise in the tournament. What sort of inspires that confidence?
Well, I mean, we've been in every game. We've won close games. And I think being in those games is important for tournament play because, like I said, it's every possession is magnified. Every basket feels exponentially bigger than it actually is. You get up 4 and you feel like you're up 14 and vice versa. So, just being poised in those moments, which we have been battle tested. So, and now in the last week and a half of the season, we've won those games where we went on that losing stretch where it would have been really easy for this team to kind of fold. And it shows, I think, just the character of these young men and the work ethic and the belief. So, yeah, we're certainly confident, but confidence is only part of the battle. We got to be prepared, and we got to go play the right way to beat a good ECU team.
You've coached NCAA tournament, other conference tournaments, a lot of different places. Is there a secret formula you picked up, I guess, to get hot during conference tournament?
I think, you're not going to change too much. You want your guys to be loose. I think that's the most important thing. Focused for sure, but certainly just understanding, play to your strengths. It's the same ball, it's the same court, and there's certainly going to be motion, and an extra, feel, throughout the day. But again, I want them to embrace all that. That's part of high-level basketball, and these guys should be excited about that. When the ball goes up, those nerves will go away a little bit and just go play.
As the lower seeds, a notion of sort of nothing to lose for you guys moving forward?
I think you always kind of, that's sort of a tough question. Part of me would say you're always playing that way. Just want to be loose and go play freely. But then the other side of it too is we do feel like we can make a deep run. I mean, we've been, the first team we play, we've had 2 games where we've had second half leads. The other teams we play down the line. If you win, you get an opportunity to play UAB, who we've played really tough at their place. We feel like we can make a real run at this thing. So, certainly not, nothing to lose, but yeah, we do certainly have a feel of just being confident and being us. And let's go do that and see where the chips fall.
You've seen Felton and C.J. Walker a couple of times.
Mm-hmm.
What about those 2 guys concerns you? Is it those 2 that you're concerned about the most?
Well, they're 2 great players, obviously 2 first-team all-league players. Coach does a great job putting them in the right spots. They have a really good supporting cast, though. Great athleticism, great length. They really attack the basket and transition. Riley is a heck of a player, just off the ball and being able to make plays. He's played really well both times we've played them. So they're 2 great players, but they have a good team. They really share the ball offensively, and then they really compete to guard you. So a lot of different challenges, on top of those 2 guys.
Austin, how do you feel about what your team has accomplished to this point?
Yeah, well, I mean, listen, we certainly are proud of a lot of the strides we've made. I mean, we could sit here and, there's some, you're proud of what you've done because I do think we're heading in the right direction. I think people around this program feel that. But at the same time, you're almost like, man, there's a couple more games that we left on the table. It could even have been a bigger first year. At this point now, well, that's behind us. We've got 4 games in front of us that, we expect to, go win, one at a time, obviously. Like I said, we've got a really tough challenge with ECU. But we're proud of what we've done and where we're headed. But our focus is strictly on this weekend and, trying to win as many as we can.
For your seniors, guys like Spears and Monsanto, guys who can get hot in our issue with basketball, I mean, this is kind of it for them. I mean, what have you sort of seen from their, mentality going into this week?
Man, just incredible spirit, like just excited to go play. And, these are guys that have played in conference tournaments, so they sort of know what that's all about, which I think is an advantage for us. We do have older guys that, not necessarily versus ECU, just in general. I think it's an advantage that we have older guys that have played in these types of environments. And we had a great practice this morning, just high energy. And again, we're confident in a good way, not overconfident in the sense that, you're not taking anybody lightly, of course. You can't afford to do that. We only won, we're the 11th seed. We've got to go in with a chip on our shoulder, but at the same time, understanding that, we're prepared, we're ready for this moment, and, we're excited.
What are some of the specific areas where you feel like this team has gotten better compared to earlier in the season? How have you guys grown?
I think our overall ball movement, I think you've seen our assists go up consistently over the last 2 months since we got into conference play. And then certainly defensively. The last 2 months of the season, our defensive metrics and efficiency numbers have gone exponentially up. Before the Charlotte game, which we didn't play great defensively, I think we were all the way up to 7th in the league in points per possession defense, which you would have looked at the first half of the first 5 games, we were last by a lot. So we've certainly just started to compete more on that side of the ball, and that's going to be really important for tournament play.
What's Raekwon Horton's status in tournament?
He won't be with us on the trip, and obviously you won't see Raekwon for the rest of the game.
Just as far as moving forward, not just tomorrow, but looking into next season, building the culture of the program. You got a couple high school guys coming in next year. Have you thought about how you want to attack the offseason, obviously exploring the portal and whatnot?
Yeah, I mean, we're going to have a lot of work to do. We're going to have great players to replace. Haven't necessarily thought about it much more than that. We're proud of what we've started to build, and I think we have certain ideas now that we've been around the league once and see where we need to improve. There's no doubt in our mind that we know where we need to head and that we can get there. But our focus is on right now. This is a group of young men I've really enjoyed coaching, and we're gonna give our all this last weekend and see if we can go make history.
All right, thanks, Austin. Appreciate it. Yeah.